Oh, I'm recording. Okay. But, okay, the lashes are kind of coming off at this point in the night, but like, I feel cute. What's good, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tyra, your favorite hype girl. Hey, what's up? Hello. Let's jump right into it, you guys. This video is going to be my meal preps for the week coming. I do eat a variety of things, but this week I want to stick to something more particular, more routine, so then that way I can make sure I'm getting the gains, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to take you guys along. I typically eat between 4 to 5 meals a day, and at the end of the night, I suppose, to include a just like a protein shake that's a little heavier, it's a little bit more calorically dense. However, I'm not gonna lie, I don't drink that most of the time because it's so, I'm just a texture person, and I cannot, like, it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, I can go without, but it does help when it comes to the gains and overnight sleep for me, since I burn so much calories in the night in my resting state. So unfortunately, the shake is where it's at. I'm actually super hungry myself. What I'll be preparing today on this video is something that I'm gonna be eating too. So I'm very eager to get to my meal. And tonight I will be preparing for you guys 3 meals, which will be a breakfast burrito, which I'm gonna use for my second breakfast. And then it'll be my pre-gym, post-gym mini meal, I like to call it, which are gonna be sweet potatoes and peppers, which are absolutely my favorite. If you haven't put sweet potatoes and peppers together, you guys are missing out. And last but not least, we're gonna be prepping my dinner, which is gonna be mashed potatoes, meatballs, and cornbread. Cause we out here trying to get thick. I've already started in on a couple of things that had like just literally, no, actually that's a lie. I've already started on one thing, which I prepped last night. So then all I have to do is warm that up, which is what I've been waiting for, which is the beans. Let's get into it. Okay, so first thing first, like I said, we're gonna start off making my breakfast burrito, which is gonna be inclusive of refried beans, cheese, eggs, turkey breast, like the deli meat turkey breast, and then obviously a tortilla. And when I eat that every morning, again, this is gonna be my second breakfast. So when I eat that every morning, I'm gonna prepare that with probably hot sauce, and I have some picante sauce or like some salsa in there, is in the fridge as well, that I'll probably prepare this meal with. But to make this breakfast burrito, we got to crack the eggs, so wish me luck. So I'm just whipping up the eggs, as you just saw in the previous clip. I already have my pan here behind me warmed up with a little bit of butter in it. So I just seasoned my eggs with some garlic powder, some salt, as well as some lemon pepper seasoning. I'm a huge fan of lemon pepper. I also like tahini, which I might put on the eggs once they're finished and before I put them into the tortilla. But I'm pretty much done whipping up the eggs now, so let's take it over to the pan and pour this bad boy in. Guys, I just poured in the eggs. I did add a little bit more seasoning to it because it just looked boring to me. So right now I'm getting ready to cut up some like turkey breast deli meat, and I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in the pan with the eggs, and then on top of that I'm gonna put in some cheese, and we're just gonna let it do its thing, cook up, you know what I'm saying? Everything prepared to go ahead and make and prepare my breakfast burritos. I am going to be storing them in these containers. I've actually had these for a couple of years, but I do know they still sell them in like 25 pack of the containers and then 25 of the lids for like $10. Costco still has that. So if you wanted to get some good meal prep containers, this is my recommendation. I have my tortillas ready. We're gonna go back in with a little bit of cheese. I also have my eggs here. It's hot, so I don't wanna like lit that up. I also have my beans here too, which is hot. Now you guys, yesterday I prepared these beans with seasoning and a little, like a half a stick of butter, and I let that cook in the crock pot for about 2.5 hours just to let the flavors really marinate together. And to prepare the burrito, I actually just warmed the beans back up into the crock pot, and now we're ready. We are ready. So I believe my process for this is going to be tortilla, smothered with beans, about not quite a cup, but I think something around there, of my eggs and turkey and cheese mixture, and then that's pretty much all she wrote, you guys. Wrapping the burritos. I did get exactly 5 burritos out of everything that I made, and I have some leftover beans, so I'll probably use and add that to my dinner tonight. But yes, I'm so excited because 1 meal down, 2 more to go. Moving on to meal number 2, which is sweet potatoes and peppers. So this is actually super easy, and while this is cooking and preparing, I can actually start in on my dinner. But basically what I'm getting ready to do is just shave off the skin of this sweet potato. I have a bag here that I normally just throw the shreds into, and then what I'm actually gonna do then is I have 4 sweet potatoes. I'm gonna put them in the microwave for a little bit so they can soften, so when I cut them, they'll be a little bit easier to cut, because I just have this phobia of like cutting myself, so I try to make it as easy as possible. And then I'll go ahead and put them on a cookie sheet, which I've already prepared here with a little bit of EVOO and some seasoning. And I'll pop those bad boys in the oven with some peppers and let them do their thing, and then we'll prepare everything else. So, oh, actually I wanted to say that putting them in the oven is new to me. I normally just like sear them or fry them up, but since I'm meal prepping more than 1 day, I don't think that that would be very like good to microwave. I think baked would be better to microwave. I'm thinking like come day like 4 or 5, how that could possibly taste, and I'm like, let's bake these. But let's get to sweet potatoes are out of the microwave. They're a little bit softer. I actually had to put them in there for a minute, so maybe because I put a whole bunch in there, they didn't want to like act right, but they are a little softer and a little easier to cut than when they're completely like cold or raw or whatever, I don't know. So I'm just gonna cut these up, cube these up actually. I'm gonna place them in this bowl, and then once I'm done cutting up all of them, I'm gonna place them on the cookie sheet, which I've already placed some of the frozen peppers that I use on the cookie sheet. So kind of just looks like this, and then there's a layer of extra virgin olive oil on here as well. And then once I put the sweet potatoes on this pan, I'll actually just mix everything together and pop it in the oven, and then we can move on. Sweet potatoes in the oven, and those will cook for about, I think probably like 40 minutes. I'm not exactly sure. Again, this process is new. I'm just kind of gonna go until I feel like they look good. So I'm assuming since they're like cubes and in the oven, that'll be about the 40-minute mark. Plus I'm gonna be putting a few other things in the oven too, so I'm sure that that was still some of the heat and the love from the sweet potatoes. But speaking of other things in the oven, you guys, moving on to the last part of this meal prep video. I'm so happy to finally be at this point, because what I'm preparing right now will also be what I'm going to be eating this evening as well. So, woo! We are making meatballs and mashed potatoes. The meatballs will have the same peppers in it that I had in the sweet potatoes, and I will pop those in the oven, and those cook themselves for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'll also be fixing some cornbread that I'm gonna put in the oven and prepare last after we do everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix the meatballs with you guys and show you how I've been fixing them. All you're gonna need for this is some hamburger meat, and then again, I'm using those same frozen peppers, which I just get at Walmart in the frozen section, and then I'm gonna be placing them in this glass dish here. So I will layer the bottom with the peppers and a little bit of either EVOO or olive oil, which I realized was what I was using and not EVOO. And then just tap the meatballs and put them in here. Last time this made about 12 meatballs, but mine were really like horribly sized. Like some were bigger than the others, and I was like, okay, again, not an artiste. Prepared. This is what they're looking like, prepared. I actually got, wow, what's happening? I told you guys I'm tired and I'm hungry. Ooh, no. But I actually got 3 additional out, which I had to think about because I was like, oh my gosh, this is supposed to be my dinner for tonight too. So I made a total of 18. So that's gonna be 3 tonight and then 3 each meal throughout the week, Monday through Friday. So that's them. Let's pop these bad boys in the oven. Next step is gonna be the same process minus the microwave part that I did with the sweet potatoes. So I'm getting ready to get a plastic bag out and peel the skin off of my potatoes. And I already have a hot pot there going with some steamy water, and I'll turn it up a little bit more once I get these bad boys in there, and I'll just let them become soft, and then that's when I'll create the mashed potatoes. Potatoes are cubed up and ready to be boiled, so we can make these mashed potatoes so your girl can eat. And when I say I'm gonna rub my belly, fart, and be asleep, that's all she wrote for tonight. Yeah, happy Sunday. So let's dump these in the pot so we can get this finished. Last but not least, you guys, the cornbread. We're sticking it out with the good old Jiffy. So this is super easy to make. So 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milk. I'll be using almond milk, and then obviously the mixture that's in here, you whisk it all up, put it in a pan that I'm gonna butter a little bit so it won't stick as bad, and then you pop that in the oven. So I'm actually just gonna throw this all together. I'll show you guys, but I'm gonna throw it all together, pop it in the oven, wait, do a little bit of straightening up, and then I guess I'll reconvene the conversation once I am all done, or once the food is all done actually. And just like that, the cornbread is finished. So we're gonna pop this in the oven as well so we can catch up with the rest. So hopefully it'll be finished at the same time as the meatballs as well as the mashed potatoes. Y'all, some of the food is ready, so I'm about to take it out of the oven. You know, we're about to get crunk in here. Woo! Apple juice. Okay, so my meatballs totally look like dingleberries, so we'll just ignore that because I know the flavor is still splashtastic. So I'm gonna put my sweet potatoes in the container that they go in, so that could be done. This can be out of the way. I'm also gonna drain my potatoes really quick because all we gotta do is mash some bad boys up, a stick of butter, some milk, season it up a little bit, and that is done. And pretty much everything is done, you guys. I am shook. I am so ready because this has taken so long, like so long. I'm gonna dump the potatoes that have been boiling into the strainer right here and then back in the pan, so then I can add in, like I said earlier, the other ingredients, the butter, the milk, and the seasoning, and we'll pretty much be done. As you can see back there, I have my burritos, and then I have here in the middle the sweet potatoes and peppers that we just loaded and put it in to those, and then these green and blue containers are gonna house the mashed potatoes and meatballs and the broccoli. do is plate my plate for this evening, and it's literally 10:40 at night. OMG, talk about eating late, but late is better than never. So I'm gonna plate everything in the containers that I shared with you guys just in the other clip, the blue and green containers. And yeah, I'm super excited to finally eat. Alright you guys, the meal prep is all done. It's here before me, as well as the plate that I'm gonna be smashing here in the next 5 minutes, because I want to thoroughly go through everything to show you guys what everything looks like final product wise. Obviously you guys saw the process, so I hope this was a good video as far as allowing you guys to see a couple of different ideas or ways to prepare food. And if you're trying to gain weight, I found that this has been very helpful for me lately in this season of my journey. Also, if you're trying to maintain or lose, you can definitely add in, substitute different things, cut down on the amount of food or the portion size to kind of fit your diet and your lifestyle. So definitely be wise there with that, because nobody is the same. You hear that? Okay, so over here, like we prepared first, was the breakfast burrito. So every meal has 5, so just Monday through Friday, we'll just stick with that. So we have the breakfast burrito like we prepared. I thought I did pretty good on my rolling, literally until I got to the last one and I ripped it, but YOLO. Here is my 5th meal. This is also my mini meal that I like to refer to as. So this is just sweet potatoes and peppers. I actually used to use this meal for my pre-gym meal a while back when I was still working. But now that I go to the gym earlier, this will kind of be in the gap between the 7 a.m. oats and the burrito. This is gonna be what's gonna fuel me for the gym. Here we have my meatballs, aka little dingleberries that came out. Oh my gosh, they're so tiny, look. Mashed potatoes, and then also green beans and broccoli. So just one with green beans, since I made some green beans for my dinner this evening, and then the cornbread, and then I have the rest of the cornbread for Monday through Friday right here. So that's everything, you guys. This is meal prepping with T. Thank you guys for dropping in. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is very different for me. So I actually enjoyed making it, and I'm glad I did make it, because now I have something to look back on in the future when I want some ideas for some meals, because we still out here trying to get thick, okay? Thank you guys so much for stopping in and watching. Like this video and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe for more videos from me.